Morning, everybody. How's it going this morning? It's early. It's early. It's early. So this thing's going to be coming on later, but I have to get out and get going. It's damn early. We got heat index coming up today, which is going to be dangerous for the cattle. So I have to get out and go check all of our ponds, all of our waters, make sure we got plenty of water available for all of our critters. We're talking pretty dangerous heat indexes here the next couple of days. So I figured I'd come on here, and it's been a while, so I figured I'd come on and do this and then go from there. Uh, but, you know, I just wanted to come on. It's been a while since I've been on here and did something. So I just wanted to come on here. And I titled this thing Coffee with Conversation because I am drinking my coffee and we're all going to have some conversation for just a minute. But right now, what you see happening in America is the largest government sponsored terrorist activity within the borders of the United States. There's no misgivings about what I'm saying. There's no misunderstandings about what I'm saying. That's exactly what this is. This is the largest terrorist action being performed within the borders of the United States of America, sponsored by the United States government. If you don't believe me, then why has OAC come out and said that it's okay to lose your job? It's okay for businesses to be shut down. This is what needs to happen in order to keep Donald Trump from being reelected. Now think of that for a second. Ocasio-Cortez says it's okay for businesses to be shut down permanently, and it's okay for people to lose their jobs and to keep doing what they're doing. Trump does not get elected. See, I've been quiet. I've been very quiet. I've been looking at things. I've been trying to figure some things out. I've been trying to see what's been going on. And the more I watch of this idiocracy I see, there's no rhyme or reason to all of this. Everything from that, the rope tied into a knot so it can be pulled closed on a shop door at a NASCAR track. CNN kept talking with Bubba Wallace and kept egging it on. And guess what? Bubba Wallace right into their trap. Started talking about being a hangman's noose and all this. And all of a sudden, the racial stuff. Well, if Bubba Wallace is so upset with everything, he ought to be upset with his first name, Bubba. Bubba. You know, I watch all this stuff, and it's infuriating how the slightest thing offends people. And here's the amazing part, that everything offends somebody. Every single thing out there offends somebody. It's like me. I'm offending people because I'm drinking black coffee in a black coffee cup, and I'm wearing white. So does that mean I'm a member of the KKK? Hell no. What it means is I love my coffee because my coffee comes from Colombia. And the people from Colombia, according to Ocasio-Cortez, everybody that has brown skin is black. Everybody that's Latino is black. Everybody that's Colombian, Puerto Rican, Guatemalan, El Salvadorian, everybody that has brown skin, it don't matter if you're Spanish or what, you're black, according to Ocasio-Cortez. But I love my Colombian coffee. And it just happened to be this cup was not made in white, it was made in black. and I wanted one. So I ordered it. And yes, it has my name on there. It has my name on it, and it has my mug on it. So if that offends you, oh well, get over it, Buttercup. You know, I've been seeing a lot of stuff that really makes me laugh and makes me giggle because of the stupidity of it all. It's like I shared a deal on my Facebook page the other day, my personal page, with friends of mine and my family on just how stupid it was that they're wanting to have a defund the police organization, a rally to defund the police. But at the same time, they actually called the police department to come provide security for them so they can hold this rally to defund the police. Really? Really? Stuff like that's just plumb amazing to me. You know, I see all these people out there causing mayhem, jumping on people's vehicles, jumping in front of vehicles, trying to stop traffic, thinking they have a right to stop a person from living their life. They have a right to stop a person from taking care of their family, taking care of their business, taking care of their job, taking care of their employees, taking care of their husband, their wife, their kids, their animals, everything. The stupidity of it is unreal. And what's really stupid is watching these ignorant people start bashing up vehicles with their little kids in back seats. Kids inside the vehicles, they don't care. They're going to bash these cars in. They're going to break windows. They're going to try to create mayhem and chaos. I've had a lot of people that I know since I've been doing these shows telling me, oh, trust President Trump. Trust President Trump. He's the man. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. The man's got it coming together. The man's doing what he's supposed to do. The man's doing this. The man's doing that. As a United States veteran, a man that respects the chain of command in the military, the president is the commander-in-chief. But also as somebody who studies historical facts, the president of the United States is just the representative of the people. He is not the end-all be-all. He is not God. He is not Messiah. He's a man that has been elected by the people to be our representative. Not only within our boundaries of the United States, this republic that we all live in, but also to the rest of the world. That's it. That is his sworn duties. He is not the man to do everything by himself. Now, ever since Donald Trump's been elected over three and a half years, the man has done a lot to try to help us out because he is there for us, the people. And he's taking on that brick wall and he's bringing it down one brick at a time. He's changing things one brick at a time. But here's the thing, he's doing it by himself. You have to ask yourself, are you or your family or your friends helping the president change America? And I'm going to tell you right now, the answer to that is no, you're not. You're not helping the president at all. Are you hindering the president? No, but you're damn sure not helping him. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say you're not helping the president at all? Does your voting help the president? No. Your votes don't matter. Your votes don't matter. Because, see, here's one of the things that you got to think about. The Democrats have already been doing this. They're doing mail-in ballots for voting. Mail-in ballots. And I guarantee you, I will bet my paycheck there is so much mail-in fraud, it's unreal. There's so much voter fraud going on these mail-in ballots. Because if there wasn't, how did AOC win her spot already? How did part of this crew of hers already win re-election results? You know, everybody thinks that AOC is just this little little nuisance gnat flying around. But she has more power than what you think she has, because Nancy Pelosi has let her take the reins. Nancy Pelosi has let AOC and her clan take over because the younger generation is who they're after in order to get the votes for the Democrat Party. This whole thing has been organized since day one, ladies and gentlemen. This whole thing has come together since Obama was in office. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, think about this. Now, this is just my opinion and my opinion only. Remember back when Nancy Pelosi came out and said, we have to pass it before we read it and know what's in it. Talking about Obamacare. We have to pass it before we read it in order to know what's in it. But yet when we read Obamacare, what was it? It was pretty much a death list on all of our elderly, our children with handicap problems, and our young, and an increase in abortions. That was Obamacare. I know for a fact how Obamacare has affected our elderly. I know for a fact how Obamacare issued in socialized medicine, because the VA, the Veterans Administration Hospital, has turned itself over into Obamacare. They go by the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare, and it is socialized medicine. That's it. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And there's more and more veterans dying every single day because of it being the Affordable Care Act. We've lost more veterans in 4 years than you could shake a stick at. Now, this COVID-19, this is just an opinion of mine, but this COVID-19, look at who it affected the most. Look at who it affected the most. It affected our elderly, and it affected our youth. That's who it affected the most. Now, I had it in January, along with a lot of other people. We all were sick, bad sick. But you see what? It didn't hurt me. Yeah, it knocked me out of commission for a while, but it didn't hurt me. I was able to start working back up, but I got it twice in 1 month. I got it twice. Don't ask me how, but I did. Especially when I was in the middle of nowhere. But I got it. But my opinion is this COVID-19 follows the guidelines along with Obamacare. Now, you guys think about that. You know, I've been saying for years, don't agree with me. Do not agree with anything I'm saying. I'm probably one of the only people doing these shows that tell you to do not agree with me. And no, I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to do your own research. I want you to look up. I want you to use this right here for something other than a hat rack. So I want you guys to think about this. Okay, start putting 2 and 2 together. There is more stuff happening in our government that we'll never know about, but there's a lot of things happening in our government we don't need to know about because we can figure it out for ourselves, as long as we use this right here for something other than a hat rack. You know, common sense dictates that 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not 5. There's a lot of things happening right now that are very scary. We had the best economy this country has ever seen. The best economy that I've seen in 55 years of living. We had the best of everything going on. People were putting money into their bank accounts, actually able to keep more of their own money. We had less taxes. We had less restrictions. We had more freedoms. But now, look at what you have. You have less freedoms. You are losing your freedoms. You're losing your rights. You're losing your constitutional rights. You're losing your civil rights. You know, I was at Walmart the other day, and I realized how much price gouging is going on by a big entity by the name of Walmart. Huge entity by the name of Walmart. And I couldn't believe the price gouging going on there. But I went ahead and bought my $200 for 6 bags of groceries. 6 bags. It's $200. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I bought them. But I really became upset when the lady, you know, they got an aisle in the middle that you check out where you get your tobacco products. So that's the aisle I went down, and I went to get my can of Copenhagen. I actually got 2 cans of Copenhagen. And I told her, I said, when she was done, I said, oh, yeah, I need 2 cans of Copenhagen snuff, please. Thank you, ma'am. She goes, I need to see your ID. So I just opened up my billfold and showed it to her. She goes, no, I need to actually physically hold your ID. I said, why? She goes, well, I need to see if it's fake or not. And I said, oh, and I said this word for word. I said, bullshit. I've been buying tobacco products since I was 12 years old. And you need to see my ID and physically hold it to see if it's fake. Do I look like I'm 18 years old? Do I look like somebody that's going to come in with a fake ID in order to buy tobacco products? Hell, I never used a fake ID to get into bars, and I hate to say it, but I was in bars since I was 14 years old. Nobody ever carded me. The first time I ever got carded was when I was in the United States Army, and I came back to Amarillo, Texas from Germany on my way to Fort Hood. I just happened to be 21, but being in the military, I had a short haircut. My mustache was kept at military regulations, and they carded me. First time in my life. And the only time in my life I've ever been carded. The only time. But here I am looking like this, and this lady tells me that it's state law that she has to hold my ID, physically hold my ID to see if it's fake. And I called bullshit. So I got a little boisterous in Walmart because they're taking my rights away. Now, you might say, no, they're not taking your rights away. Yeah, they are. I said, you think this is fake? Pull it off. Pull this, see if it comes off. See if I am being a fraud. What about that time the main person on the floor, who's in his early 20s, come over? May I help you, sir? That's about how high his voice was. I said, yeah, you can. I want to see the state law that says she has to hold my ID personally to see if it's fake. What? I said, you heard me. I didn't stutter. I said, I want to see the state law that says in Walmart she must hold my ID to see if it's fake. Because she said it's a state law. So I want to see the state law. And since you're the manager, you have that and it's in your office. So could you go get that so I can see it? And I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait right here while you do that. And I started raising a little ruckus about it. Because you know what? To me, they're taking our civil rights away. It's my choice to buy tobacco products. I'm 55 years of age. Who are they to say they need to see and hold my ID? Then she spouts out and says, well, you know, everybody who sells tobacco products must hold and physically touch your ID to see if it's fake or not. I said, how are you going to be able to tell if I got a fake ID just by touching it? That don't make no sense. And then this young little whippersnapper says, well, sir, that is our company policy that she must touch your ID to see if it's fake. I said, really? Well, then let me see that policy. Let me see that policy. And your Walmart's probably like mine. Whereas that center aisle is basically right across from the customer service area, where you go to return things, get money orders, wire transfers, all that stuff. I said, I'll tell you what I do. Your little office is right there. So I'm going to pull over here and I'm going to wait for you to go get that policy for me because I ain't leaving until you do. And I'm not being quiet until I see the state law or the company policy. She said it's state law, so I want to see it's state law. You said it's company policy, so I want to see the company policy. So I raised a little ruckus in there. He went in the office. He came back out 30, 45 minutes later, said, sir, I can't seem to find this, and this is just a corporate thing, and you're going to have to take it up with corporate. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I want to talk to the manager that's above you. Well, there's nobody here today, sir, but just me. I said, well, I want to talk to somebody because this is a crock. You're taking my rights away. And why in the hell would I be walking out of Walmart with stuff that I bought and you must see my receipt? I said, that's a crock of shit. And don't tell me it's for safety. Because I guarantee you what, if I was to steal something, your little buzzer thing would go off. So don't tell me all this stuff. I want to see what you're saying is true. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let you take my rights away from me. Or needless to say, he never proved anything. So I kindly and gently told the young man, I said, let me tell you something. I've been alive and I've been dipping snuff longer than you've been a dream in your daddy's eye. And I'm not going to let you or anybody else take my rights away, but I will tell you this. This will be the last time my presence ever graces Walmart. I said, I will never be in Walmart again for the rest of my life. And I will tell everybody else in Woodward, Oklahoma, just what Walmart is like. Just how much you are trying to price gouge us, just how much you're trying to take our rights away from us. I said, it's a shame. It really is a shame. But I'm going to go ahead and take my stuff that I paid for, and I'm going to leave. But I will tell everybody, and I got your name, and I got her name, and I will tell everybody what y'all said. And I will try to drum all the business away from you guys and tell everybody, yep, go to United, go to Aldo's, go to any other town with a grocery store, but don't come to United. Don't come to Walmart because it's a crock of crap. See, I'm one of those guys, I stand up for my rights. And I look at what's going on in America right now. And I see this stuff happening in America, and I see people not standing up for their rights. Because if you did stand up for your rights, ladies and gentlemen, these rioters wouldn't be happening. These people destroying things wouldn't be happening. All this bullshit wouldn't be going on with these protesters. But then yet you look at all these protesters. How many of them are out working? And why are they holding these protests in the middle of the afternoon when everybody else is at work? What does that tell you? You got a bunch of welfare babies that's out there destroying things, not working, but getting paid by the government. Yeah. People are getting paid by the government in order to wreck businesses, wreck our travels, harm people. But the funny part about it is people are standing up little by little, and I mean little by little. I seen a video of a husband and wife. They live in a real nice house. He came outside. From a distance, it looks like an M16, but it's probably an AR. And him and his wife are standing out there, and he's locked and loaded. He's protecting his property. And people are yelling and cursing at him because he's doing that. Because he's protecting his property that he spent his money to buy. Is that white privilege? There is no such thing as white privilege. Let's talk about black privilege. Okay? I watched an interview many years back with Morgan Freeman. And yes, everybody's favorite black news commentator from CNN, Don Lemon. Don Lemon came out and said, ask Morgan Freeman about racism. Morgan Freeman said, there is none. There's no inequality. He said, look at you and me. He said, you're black, I'm black. He said, look at us. There is no inequality. He said, we're rich. Now you got to read into this. Well, basically, Morgan Freeman said, no, we're doing well off. So what's racism got to do with it? There is no such thing as racism. It's just hatred. That's all it is. It's just hatred. Hatred from one people to the other. But yeah, look at this. You have BET, Black Entertainment TV. You have black colleges where no white person's allowed to go. You have black churches where they don't want white people in there. You have all of these specific entities that's for black people only that no whites or no Hispanics are allowed to go to. Now, I'm not racist, but I will say what I think. And I will be honest about one thing. I'm Scot-Irish. You guys want to talk about slavery? My grandmother came here to America before World War I. My grandmother told me, she actually has proof of it, and now my sister has it. That proof shows that there was slaves from my grandmother's side of the family that were taken from their home many, many years ago and brought to America, long before any other slaves came to America. Long before. So don't talk to me about slavery. Don't talk to me about reparations for slaves. Because you don't see no Irish people out there raising all sorts of hell, tearing stuff up, saying, oh, we need reparations for slavery. Because that's bullshit. We won't do it. We're not a bunch of pansies, not a bunch of crybabies. We're hard-headed. We're God-fearing, hard-loving, hard-working people. We don't want handouts. Never have, never will. But see, here's the thing about it is you have a faction called BLM that are just that. They're crybabies. They're wimps. They want handouts. They want everything given to them because they don't want to work for a living. They want to live in the gutters. They want to live in the ghettos. They want everything that somebody else worked their ass off for, even other black people. Now, BLM touts that they're for the black people. Okay. Where's BLM with all these murders that happened over the weekend? Where's BLM? Why is BLM not up in Chicago? Why is BLM not in all these other places where all these murders just happened this weekend and last weekend? Why are you not going after the black on black shootings? Even when they're shooting children. Where are you at? Is that racist? You know, I've been hearing a lot of rhetoric lately. And to me, the most racist people out there are the ones that's doing this harm. But also, I'm looking back at history. See, I study history. I love history. Because if we don't learn from our history, we're doomed to repeat it. And that's what we're doing. We're repeating history right now. What happened when Hitler took over? What happened when Mussolini took over? What happened when all of these dictators took over back in the 20s, 30s, even before then? Statues were torn down. People's rights were taken away. There was riots. People were turning each other in. People were killing each other. We haven't learned a damn thing from our history. People wanted to tear down statues paid for by ex-slaves for the freedoms that they got. But yet people don't realize that because they're not studying history. They don't know anything about history. The stupidest thing I've seen is people kissing and licking black feet. Stupid. That is stupid. It's asinine. And yes, I'm probably going to get in trouble for all of this. And that's fine. But you know what? I will never bow down and kiss or lick another man's foot at all. If anything, I might bow down and wash the feet of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He will be the only person I bow to, because there's not another man out there big enough to make me bow down. You know, I have a sister that lives quite a ways from me, and one of my relatives says, well, why don't you go visit your sister? Because I've never seen my sister in person. Never seen her. I've never hugged her, never shook her hand, her or her partner, Donna. Never any of that stuff. So I have an aunt who lives in Vermont, says, well, why don't you just go and see her? I said, well, one, she's too far away. And it takes a little bit of money, and you got to get time off from your job. I said, plus, I don't have enough ammo to go from here to there, in case some nitwit tries to stop me while I'm traveling and destroy my vehicle or hurt my person or anybody that's with me. You know, when I served this great country of ours, I put on that camouflage uniform and defended this country. I never thought that I would have to defend it from people within this country. The oath that I took was to defend this country from foreign and domestic terrorists. Domestic terrorists. Now, if you don't think what's going on right now is terrorism, you are sadly mistaken. We got too many people out there that's stealing your rights away from you, and you're letting it happen. You got too many people out there destroying the republic that we all live in, and you're letting it happen. I live out here in the center of the United States. I live out here in a place where we're not going to let this kind of stuff happen at all. I guarantee you it will not happen out here. But it's happening on the East Coast and the West Coast, but it will not happen here. For one, because we're God-fearing, rifle-carrying, beer-drinking, whiskey-drinking, family-loving people. We stand up for our rights. We stand up for our families. We stand up for our friends. And we can read bad things from a mile away. You know, I see all this trouble going on, and I wonder why the people of those communities aren't standing up to go against those thugs, those bullies. And that's what they are. They're being bullies. You're wanting to defund the police, but at the same time, you want the police to come help. I think that's pretty stupid myself. You want to sit out there and you want to badmouth police. Well, you have a right to say what you want to say. But at the same time, when you start attacking other people, you just gave up your rights. So therefore, you have the right to be arrested. It's like Seattle. Seen a video last night of the police department finally going back after protesters. Finally. And what about all these bikers that's going up there? See, people in the community will not take over a little section of town. But all those bikers are going to. And trust me, there's thousands of them. They're going to go take that place over. They're going to take it over. Now, do I see a problem with bikers? No, I know a lot of bikers. I've known bikers my entire life. Do I see anything wrong with it? No. Do I see anything wrong with them? No. Because 90% of the ones I know are law-abiding. But they stand up for what they believe in. You know, you people have to start standing up. It takes one person in a community to stand up to a bully. Not everybody's going to do it because everybody's scared to stand up to bullies. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. BLM and Antifa are nothing but bullies. That's all they are. It's up to you if you want to stand up to them or not. The positive note is this. If one person stands up, everybody else should file in and help. It takes one person. So who of you has the cojones to go stand up? Don't worry about people's feelings. Don't worry about people's emotions. Don't worry about hurting somebody's, aura. But you need to do what's right. You need to do what's right for you and yours, your community, your family, your friends. You need to do what you know is right. You know, I see this every day and I'm getting sick and tired of seeing it. People are letting their rights being taken away by their government officials, by their city officials, their state officials, their county officials. When are the people going to start standing up and saying enough is enough? When you're going to let a lot of young bullies take over an entire community, when are people going to stand up? I keep hearing all this rhetoric from these 3%ers and all these people. They're waiting for somebody to do something. Why are you still waiting? Because trust me, people are doing something. I read a deal yesterday about a 3%er out of Georgia who said he's waiting for the election, presidential election. And if Donald Trump does not win the election, then the 3%ers from Georgia are going to react. Why are you waiting until then? Why are you waiting until an election? We all know there's going to be so much voter fraud. It's not rocket science to figure this out. See, what are you people waiting on? I'm not waiting. I'm standing my ground right here in the great state of Oklahoma. If they come to Oklahoma and try this crap, especially over here in northwest Oklahoma, I will be one of the first ones up there. I will have my firearms with me. I will stand my grounds. I will protect my community. I will protect my family and my friends. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Can you say that? Can you say you're going to do that? Are you out there protecting your family, your friends, and your community right now? Or are you letting your community be run over by these buttheads? Ladies and gentlemen, enough's enough. Our president cannot do everything. This is sponsored terrorism in this republic, within our own borders, by the government for their control. This thing has been coming on and coming on and coming on for years. This thing's been building up. Facebook's behind them, Twitter's behind them, Instagram's behind. All these social media platforms are behind every one of these organizations. You got all these billionaires and millionaires out there behind all of these organizations. It's you against everybody else. If you're not ready for it, then you better get back in your house and close your door and act like you don't hear nothing. But when they come knocking, you have no right to complain. No right to complain at all when they take what's yours. You have no right to complain when they say, I want, and you're going to sit there, okay, go ahead and take it. Okay, go ahead and take it. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I won't. I will not be one of those people. So, okay, go ahead and take it. I will fight for what's mine. I will fight for me and mine. I will fight to protect everything that's mine. I keep seeing this stuff every single day, and my question always comes to my mind is, when are people going to have enough? You could say all this BS you want to say every day on these shows. You can sit here and spout all this stuff on these shows, but when are the people actually going to get out there and start doing something? When are you going to organize your own community to stand up to those bullies? Every man with a set of cojones needs to be out there. They've been trying to get rid of the alpha male. Well, where the hell's all the alpha males at? Everybody's been saying they ain't going to get rid of us. Well, where the hell you at? Yeah, you got to work during the day. Okay, go to work. But what about all them people at nighttime? Get your ass out there and stop them people. They started this neighborhood watch thing quite a few years ago. Where's all the neighborhood watches now? You're not hearing of them, are you? Maybe people need to start rethinking some things. Now, I got to get to work. I got to go check some water for these cattle because we're going to be in some pretty serious heat indexes today for the next 3 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, President Trump cannot do this on his own. He needs us to stand up. He needs us to help him fight the corruption and what's going on. And we do know this is a government-sponsored terrorist activity within the boundaries of the Republic of the United States. And it's all due to an election. That's it. It's all due to an election. That's it. So, if you want Donald J. Trump to win, then you need to help him. You need to stand up for this republic. Don't worry about people getting their feelings getting hurt. Don't worry about people's emotions, because that's all BS. This has nothing to do with feelings or emotions. Nothing. This has everything to do with our Constitution, our Bill of Rights. This has everything to do with our freedoms. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That is what this all comes down to. That's just my thinking. So, just remember this. If you sit on a wooden fence too long, you're going to get splinters in your butt. So get your ass up, get off the fence, put your feet down, and I don't care what side of the fence you get off on. Pull them splinters out and go forwards. Never go backwards. Quit letting people who's been politicians for 30, 40, 50 years dictate your life. It's time for America to start standing up for America. God bless you. God bless the Republic of the United States. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.